nobody ever make it out alive.
I seen something. True stories animated. I seen something. Was it him? MJV Animations? It might have been him. Might have been MJV Animations. Regardless, let's get it.
This was 3 years ago, just at the beginning of December.
Immediately, we didn't even get an
Where I
ad.
live, it doesn't get too cold until late December, and we usually don't get any snow until early January. I go camping pretty often, and typically try to take as many trips as I could before winter comes in, and then I wouldn't be able to go out for several months. I schedule some time off work for the first weekend of December so I could do one last camping trip. I chose a place an hour north from me. I knew it was a little colder up north, but I didn't think it would be enough difference to matter too much. Besides, I was prepared with camping gear that was also rated for cold temperatures. I headed down there in the morning, arriving at the trailhead just a couple hours past sunrise. There were 2 other cars at the trailhead, one regular-looking minivan and one truck that looked like it'd been off-roading, with mud and scratches all over it. I parked and began down the trail.
Car.
It was definitely chilly out, so I put my jacket and hat on.
He ain't gonna
Not
blink.
too long
You
into
cool?
it, I passed an older man with his kid who looked like they'd camped the night before, so that accounted for one of the cars. When I got to the campsite, I figured there would only be one other group or person there, but it was empty. Just a flat grassy spot near a flowing pond. No other tents or people.
Maybe he's somewhere else.
I sat my tent up on
You don't
the
know.
edge near the trees.
Okay.
For the first little bit, I spent some time writing in my journal, but as the day went on, it got colder and colder. I got up and built a campfire to help keep me warm. It wasn't too long after that, someone else came walking down the trail.
Hey,
It was
why
a
it
man,
turn nighttime
maybe
that
40,
quick?
and he wore a thick coat and a cloth covering his face. He had a small backpack. But when he passed me and went to the other side of the riding in my, I sat my tent up person there, but it was empty.
Y'all see
Just
the
a flat
skies
grassy
are blue,
spot
right?
near
Y'all
a
see
flowing
that, right?
pond. No other tents or people.
Hold on.
I sat my tent up on the edge near the trees. For the first little bit, I spent some time writing in my journal, but as the day went on, it got colder and colder.
Oh, okay.
I got up and built a campfire.
My fault. It was an intermission. I ain't catch that. I ain't catch that at first. My fault. Yeah. That's my fault. Let me stop talking and hear and listen. I said let me stop talking
to
and
help
listen.
keep me warm. It wasn't too long after that, someone else came walking down the trail.
No, that's like
It was a
real
man,
dark though from
maybe
the last
40,
frame.
and he
I'm
wore a
just
thick
saying.
coat and a cloth covering his face. He had a small backpack, but when he passed me and went to the other side of the campsite, I noticed his bag was flat, like there was almost nothing in it. He sat down and leaned up against a tree.
Staring
I
at
thought
me.
he probably had a friend further down the trail that was on their way or something. But a while passed, I don't know, probably 45 minutes, and nobody else came. Also, the man didn't move. He was still just sitting against the tree and staring out at the pond.
Oh.
I didn't know whether to feel bad for him, or be creeped out, or what. But then, kind of out of nowhere, he got up and started walking over to me.
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He said 45 minutes. Buddy was just sitting there staring at the pond. I don't know. Cause to me, it looked like Brody was staring straight at me. So you know what I'm doing. I'm immediately taking my stuff out and gathering wood. Blowing the fire out. Like, I'm gone. I am gone. I'm leaving. What are we doing for 45 minutes? Why? Okay. No racial, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from Chicago, But black people don't go camping. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how I'm just gonna put it. So maybe it's just me. But what are you doing out in the woods by yourself this late at night without like at least a gat on you? Like you ain't got a blick, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing on a pocket knife for anybody, for a bear. You ain't got a pocket knife at least for a bear. You just out there, huh? Free balling it, freestyling off the dome, just on a whim. I'm gonna go camping. Like, what's going on? Like, you ain't playing this at all? I'm confused. I don't know. It's just these are just not black activities. I'm telling you that right now. It's not. Ain't nobody from my town. I ain't never hear nobody talking about. Oh yeah, bro, what was you doing this weekend? Yeah, me. And when I was in school, even when I was in college, high school, middle school, I ain't never hear none of my homies talking about. Yeah, me and my family. You know what I'm saying? We went down and went camping. Like we don't even know if there's any camping spots around here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm ranting. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is some black people, maybe in Chicago, that goes camping. But I don't see the point of this. I don't. I do not. You ain't got nothing for no coyotes. Nothing. So if somebody run up on you, it's up. It's a wrap. You see, these are the type of activities and the type of patterns I see in people's life that makes me think they don't care about their own. Like, come on, bro. This don't make no sense. I'm gonna keep playing it though, but I would have been out of there. That's what I'm gonna say.
Once he got to the other side of the campfire, he stopped and sat down, smiling at me over the flame.
Okay.
Hope you don't mind if I share your campfire.
Look how big Buddy's mouth is. Huh? Who is this man? Why is his mouth so big? Like, dude had like about 40, 49 teeth. Hold on. Before I look stupid. My fault, y'all. Y'all didn't even see how big Buddy mouth. Let me rewind it. Cause I was talking. I was excited, and I'm new to this. Let me rewind this so y'all know. Wait, hold on. First and foremost, 32. Okay, cool. So that makes sense. It makes sense. I can't get roasted. I'm protected. I just looked it up. 49. He had 49 teeth. Let me show you.
You're walking over to me.
He walked over.
Once he got to
My
the
fault,
other side
y'all.
of
I'm
the
new.
campfire, he stopped and sat down,
Took
smiling
a
at
seat.
me over the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you don't mind if I share your campfire.
Can you zoom? Is there any way to zoom? Let me zoom in for y'all. Let me zoom in and let me show y'all again while he's talking what's going on with his teeth and his mouth and how big they are. Because this needs to be discovered and this needs to be discussed right now. Let's rewind and let's study.
Me over the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you don't mind if I share your campfire.
Look! That's natural? Is that natural? It looked like he got like those balloons that you use to make balloon animals as lips. And did you see how big his teeth were? Look like dominoes, off-white dominoes, bro. Yeah, come on, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. I would not be here. I should have. My fault, y'all. I shouldn't have never did this, cause now it's gonna be hard for me to get it back to regular size. Maybe it's a button you can press. I don't know. But I had to show that to y'all. I really did. I ain't never in my life Let me switch back to my cam. Nah, I can't do that because I can't see while I'm doing this. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry, I just had to show y'all that. That was
It's
freaky.
much colder than I
Look.
expected.
Look at him.
I said it was okay, trying to be friendly, but also feeling a bit uncomfortable. There was something off about his smile. The rest of his face just didn't match it. His eyes were droopy and tired, which made his smile seem fake. Did you bring a tent? It's probably gonna get colder tonight. He shook his head no.
You gonna invite him in yours? We gonna have a sleepover? You know he didn't bring a sleeping bag either. You gonna invite him in your sleeping bag too? Y'all gonna cuddle? What's the plan? What's the plan? You ain't got. You know what would have happened if I was there with him? Say I was brainwashed, right? That's the only way. That's the only reason. I would have been like, you know what? It's getting late. On my Apple bus down. Imaginary. I don't got it right now. It's getting real late. I think we was just heading out anyways. So, nice to meet you, sir. Gave him a good handshake, firm handshake, so he knows I mean business. You can't just give him a loose, firm handshake, dap him up, even maybe, yes sir. Then we out of there. But of course, I'm not in this story. Let's see what he does.
But didn't seem worried or concerned at all, still having that smile. After that, there was a good 10 minutes where we both just sat there in silence. During that time, I'd already made up my mind that I wanted to leave, but I was nervous about packing my things up right in front of him. But the sun was nearly set, so if I was going to leave, I'd have to soon. I stood up and went toward my tent, getting my sleeping bag from inside and rolling it up. I could feel the man's eyes staring at me the whole time, and when I turned around, he was looking right at me with that same creepy smile. He stood up, holding his gaze on me, then walked back to the tree he was by earlier. However, he didn't stop. He continued walking past it and into the woods, disappearing from my sight not too far in. I stood still for a minute, listening for his footsteps, but the forest was quiet. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I was sure he'd be coming back any minute. I hurried to get the rest of my things packed, and within 2 minutes, I was heading back down the trail.
What he should have said as well was, I hurried to get the rest of my things, and I made sure I was packing the heat. I had that thing on me as I was walking down the trail. But all he got is a Moses staff while he's walking. Like, what you gonna do if Buddy runs up on you?
My things
Look at his face. That's how he was. I don't know. Maybe that's his strategy. I would zoom in, but y'all can see probably. Look at his face. Y'all zoom in. Y'all are on Twitch. Y'all can zoom in on Twitch, and y'all are on YouTube. So zoom in right now and look at his face. Are y'all approaching that? Maybe that's how he was looking when he was coming in. He was trying to make sure he meant make sure everybody saw him and knew that he meant business. Evidently Buddy ain't get the memo. Maybe he didn't see him coming in at all. So maybe that's his strategy, but it ain't work. Look at him. He either looked very shook, disturbed, like he did a, you know what I'm saying? Or something. It looked like he off one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe that's his strategy. I guess that's not a Moses staff. What is that, a pool stick? Why he bring a pool stick to the wood? I know it's not a pool stick.
Packed, and within 2 minutes, I was heading back down the trail. I left the campfire going
trying to play
so
snooker?
that if he was watching me from a distance,
Billiards?
maybe he'd think I hadn't left yet. The
Good
next
strategy.
2 hours were extremely unnerving, walking in the dark and freezing cold, just hoping I wouldn't hear his footsteps rushing behind me. I made it to my car safely, though,
You would
getting
not have
in
been that
and driving
nervous
home.
if you had that
I
thing
noticed
on
at the
you.
trailhead, the old truck was gone, though, so if it wasn't his, I don't know how that man got there. Regardless, if I'd stayed that night, something definitely would have happened. The man was probably going out into the woods to get something, only to come back soon after and do whatever he was there to do. Or he could have been waiting out there, pretending to have left in hopes that I'd feel safe enough to stay the night, just to come back in my sleep. The imminent events of that night will probably haunt my thoughts for the rest of my life.
Bro, that's why you shouldn't be out there in the first place.